It's time for Inside the Patch with your Las Vegas Raiders. Here's Gnarley Charley.
Welcome back to Inside the Patch. It's Gnarley Charley, along with Fantasy Fitz. And you know what? This is a weird league. Things happen, and fantasy football could be off the charts this week. How many moves have you made on your teams this year so far?
Well, consider I have 5 teams. I've made over 30, I'm sure.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean,
so
we're constantly making moves. I mean, some of my leagues are just stupid. There's just defensive players we have to draft, so you're constantly looking for linebackers and safeties that you don't even know their names.
Right.
You just look at their stats.
Well, I got a question for you about, I mean, obviously coaches are important when it comes to fantasy too, because you know their style and if they're more apt to run or pass, or if teams have trouble getting down, they're going to pass more. You know, I mean, there's all these things. Bringing in a high
it's the coordinators too. I mean, it's the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and they make a lot of decisions that impact fantasy players. So
the fact that Jeff Saturday, a high school football coach, ex-NFL center, is the new coach of the Colts, is he going to – I wouldn't think he has anything to do with the play calling. I have a feeling he's
it's strictly he's there to manage the team through this, coaching change. He won't be involved in any, like, the play calling or – he might have we're going to punt here or – we're going to go for 2 here, but he's not calling plays.
The only thing I know of him is when Manning came off the field and yelled at him and told him he's in charge of the plays. You don't tell me what to do. I remember that. Yeah. That was famous. But that being said, how many phone calls do you think Peyton Manning got before they decided on Saturday? You know, Irsay called Manning at least 40 times.
Well,
he probably called Edwin James.
Peyton Manning's
Marvin
so
Harrison.
Busy that he probably couldn't get through to Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning's insane right now. I think he's hosting a country music video show or a country music awards show tonight, I think.
Right. Well, I'm just saying there's so much stuff going on. You know Peyton was probably the first choice. Andrew Luck probably got a phone call. And what about this? What if Peyton Manning becomes the quarterback coach, Edward James becomes the running back coach, Vinatieri is the special teams coach? What if that just happens? Why not?
It's good news for the Raiders. It won't happen this week, so you won't have to worry about it.
Right. So, okay, the Raiders, we're only good for one half. Is there a way to play a player only half, or you got to put him the whole game?
Well, last week, if you would have played Adams for the first half, he had the best game of his career probably in one half.
Right. So what's your advice for fantasy football this week?
Well, actually, I mean, it's slim pickings for the Colts. I mean, they are just garbage fire. I mean, the season's fallen apart. The coach is fired. But, I mean, Michael Pittman, and he is the son of ex-Fresno State Bulldog Michael Pittman. He's a good receiver. He really is. He's probably their best player on offense. But the whole offense is such trash that he's going down in flames with it,
Right. Well, and if you're the best player on a team that's doing bad, they're going to triple cover you, and
and that goes for the running back there too, Taylor. He was the consensus number 1 overall pick because he had a great year last year. He really did, and he's just a nothing. You can't even start him. It's incredible.
I remember the guy from the Rams. He just retired, Gnarley. He was the number 1 guy. And all of a sudden, we don't know what happened. He went from fantasy king to out of the league.
Well, I think in his case it was an injury, but still, these careers are short,
Right.
And man,
crazy. All right, so Devontae, put him in. Why not? Right?
Yeah, Devontae. Yeah, he's and seriously, Devontae Adams and Jacobs are automatic starts no matter what. There's no reason ever to bench those two unless they're hurt.
And Waller's coming back this week.
And Waller should be coming back. But Waller's kind of disappointed. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
He's kind of has to prove his way back into your lineup, if that makes sense.
Well, we're 2-6. We're not mathematically out, but we are set up for the greatest Super Bowl comeback ever. There'll be documentaries on this if we win. So
if you just make the playoffs, it'd be one of the greatest stories ever.
Right. So Maybe we get Kurt Warner to come out of retirement and to coach us. Why not?
Yeah, maybe.
He's got that grocery store stuff, All right, so you got your Raider guys. Anything else we need to know in the fantasy world?
Just hang in there. It's almost time for playoffs, but I'm sure, like my teams, I need 2, 3, 4 wins, and I'll be comfortable.
4 wins, then you're good to go. All right.
Maybe less.
All right, Fantasy Fitz, thanks again. We'll see you next week when the Raiders will be 3-6. That's what's happening.
All right, Charlie. Thanks.
We'll be back with more Inside the Patch on 1430 ESPN, your official home of the Las Vegas Raiders.